Purpose. Purpose. What is it? And do we all have a purpose? I truly believe that we do have one and many, many, many purposes of why we're here on this planet. Speaking to our authors from this book, Finding Your Purpose, Living on Purpose Rather Than on Accident. I'm excited to introduce one of our authors, Teresa Dawn Johnson, to the stage. Teresa, it's great to see you. I'm excited to have you in this book because your chapter is talking about rediscovering your purpose. And first of all, let's just dive right into that. And then we're going to get to know a little bit about you, who you are, what you're all about. But your chapter, again, it's rediscovering a new purpose. What I love about this, the idea of this chapter is because originally when I heard about purpose, I thought we had one purpose. I didn't realize, at that time, I didn't realize that there were multiple purposes. And with yours, rediscovering a new purpose. So why don't you share with us like what this chapter is about, and then share with us a little bit about who you are.
So the chapter that I wrote was Rediscovering a New Purpose, and that I knew what it was because I wasn't actually looking for one. And my oldest son has autism, and he basically propelled me into the purpose, and that was advocating for his disability, whatever that looked like, whether he needed speech therapy, physical therapy, and making sure that he was getting the best education possible. And then along the road, I met this great group of people, an autism support group in Springfield, Illinois, and I started serving on the board. And then I just started being propelled into helping other parents because I wanted them to find the resources that I was able to find and connect them with other agencies or things that they needed. And then that was my sole purpose. And then, transitioning from high school to what he was going to do with his day after he graduated high school. And, just thinking what the day program or what we're navigating to group homes. And I loved it. I loved it so much. But when I was looking back on trying to rediscover my new purpose, I had to look back at where I was when I was in college, because don't know why, but I was always volunteer for, the pregnancy center campus outreach or another social service sorority, or just wanted to be a helper, just to help other people. So I think at my core, it is just wanting to serve others and help others.
Oh, that's so good. That I love how you looked back, because sometimes when we look back, that's where we find our passion, the passion before something else threw us into a different purpose. And you focusing on your son, brought you that joy, while he was here with us. And now you're able to bring all of that into what you do today, because you are an autism advocate. If it hadn't been for Sean, then you might never have, come across, autism in the way that you have. And so how do you use your advocacy to help others? Because originally your advocacy was to help Sean through, navigating the waters in life. And so now how do you continue to use your autism advocacy?
So when a parent or a family is looking for services and they don't know where to go, and or they're just, frustrated with how the school teachers and, different things are treating their child, or they just don't feel like they're being served, then I want to help them find a way. I know an IEP coach in Northern Illinois that helped me back when my son was younger, and she's still going. She's very active in what she does. And I know that there's other local agencies that if you're looking for specific things, I can direct them to where to find that information.
And I'm curious, doing this, going on this rediscovery of your purpose, journey, rediscovering a new purpose. How has that felt? Has it been one that you've been focused on it, or is it something that's just kind of happening? How has that felt, rediscovering a new purpose?
Well, I'm actually just taking it easy, and kind of just letting, things flow and find where it leads me. I mean, I have been an entrepreneur, but then with trying to navigate, grief and then my own health issues, I've just learned to take it easy. And I know how hard it is to suddenly just stop doing all the things and the productivity. And then you feel like when the wheel's not in motion and it's not turning and you have to start again from zero, it's like you felt like you're feeling like you're off again. And so I've been in collaboration with other business partners to just what it is that my schedule and everything that I want to look like. And I'm just kind of letting it flow, and I'm being easy on myself, and I'm not thinking on it too hard because I don't want to give myself too much pressure. So that's how I'm doing it.
I hear you. I'm like a pressure cooker over here. I pressure myself like crazy. Like one of the things I like to talk about is, that momentum, because you mentioned, the stopping and then starting again is, kind of like a train. When a train first starts to go into motion, the wheels kick over and it doesn't move at all. And it does that a couple times before it finally grabs hold and starts to move ever so slowly until it picks up that speed, and then it's got that momentum and then it just keeps going. And so, but that rest time in the station, like when it's docked in the station and waiting to start, to move again, that's that rest time. And that's where you are right now, is that, that time to regroup and figure out like, what is, why am I here now? What is the purpose to serve now? And, I'm just curious your thoughts on this whole thing about purpose. We talk about purpose, like what's your why that you do what you do? Why do you have a thought related to this of like, why do we even have a purpose while we're here? Do you have any thoughts related to that?
I read The Purpose-Driven Life, and it was that we're here to serve God, but then God wants us to serve others and connect with others and lead people to Him. I mean, you can do that through serving people, whether it's autism advocacy or in business. You can integrate these things together. So I think, honest to goodness, I feel like I'm here to just serve other people. And in the meantime, do a little self-care at the same time. So you can't help others if you're not doing a little bit of self-care as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. I remember when I first became an entrepreneur, people would ask me, what are you going to do, for your business? What are you going to do? And I would say, I don't know. All I know is I want to help people. That's it. Like that was all I knew. And that was enough. That was enough, right? Is to be able to serve other people. So we're here talking today about the book, Finding Your Purpose, Living on Purpose Rather Than on Accident. You can get your copy of the book. Plus, there's a lot of free gifts from the authors. You go to actiontakerspublishing.com/purpose. And so, Teresa, why don't you share with us your free gift? It's a 30-minute consultation for parents and caregivers of autistic individuals to help find resources. So why don't you share with us, like, what are they going to get on this free consultation call with you?
We're going to really pinpoint what the need is and go through the steps on how to get that need taken care of. Whether it's, my son or daughter needs help in trying to we need respite care for our family, because if I don't take care of myself, or if I don't get a break from my child, our family is going to fall apart. I don't want to fall apart for my child. I got to take care of me in order to take care of her or him. And I know that respite care saved me. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it, in many different states in the United States, services are hard to come by because every state's stressed monetarily. And so it's just trying to navigate how to find how to sign up for that care. But anything during that 30-minute call, that's what we'll be doing. We just want to find out what your immediate need is and go through the steps to make it happen.
Let's talk a little bit about respite care. I have a friend whose son was born with cerebral palsy, And, she does have like a respite person that comes in and relieves her every once in a while. And so I want to talk about respite care and how important that is. And for you, Teresa, I'm curious because a lot of times people have a hard time asking for help and asking for somebody to come in as a respite to give them that time. Sometimes that's hard to do. And so you yourself, how did you get to that point that you were able to, take advantage of that respite care that was available?
Um, I think everything was orchestrated on purpose. God was working. So when I was in that autism support group, our state of Illinois is where I live, and we had parts of urgency needs for services. I'm not going to try to pronounce the first word, but it was a database that Illinois wanted people to get on. And I expressed my immediate need because I'm a single mom and I have two sons. And how do I take care of my oldest son with the autism, because he's very demanding, trying then to do homework for my youngest son. And it was very difficult. And so they would specify based on your need as to when you would get it. And there's a long wait list. But my thing of it too is that if I was taking care of him in the evening after work and on weekends, there's no immediate break to go anywhere or do anything unless I take him with me or somebody else watches him. And even for parents that have young children, when somebody volunteers to babysit, they're like, oh, yes. There was something I wanted to go do with my spouse, or I wanted to go see a movie, and that little break, it just helps you recharge and make sure that you just can keep on going. It's very important.
Yeah, definitely. And then asking for that help, though, what would you recommend to somebody? Because a lot of times, especially in the situations where people are caregivers 24/7, a lot of times they don't know that they can trust someone else to take care of their child or their loved one as well as they could. What do you say to that person who might doubt that there's somebody out there that can take care of their loved one the way that's needed in order for them to be able to walk away, go to the movie, have an enjoyable time, and then come back without feeling that stress? You're like, oh no, they're not taking care of them or what have you. What do you want to say to that person?
I would say take the time to interview the people that you're interviewing to care for your child or adult child. And also, it's always good to go through the things that, my son especially likes this type of movie, or these are his favorite foods, or after he eats his evening meal, he winds down before maybe an hour before you want to get him ready for bed, and he needs assistance to brush his teeth, or he can put his pajamas on himself. You would go through all those things, and you would have that on a sheet of paper or in a binder, and you'd make copies of it. And also the thing about these programs is that they do background checks for the respite people. And so that gives you a little bit more peace of mind. And there's also some programs where you can hire family members that are even more familiar with your child. So it's just the process of letting go. Someone else can assist. I don't have to be in charge of everything. It's hard for a parent sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. So connect with Teresa. You can find her on Linktree. It's linktr.ee/official time with Teresa. Get on her calendar, talk to her, find out about those different resources that may be available in your own town, your own city. She can help you to short circuit that time to find what you're looking for. She's been doing this for many, many years. And so she's, able to at least direct you in the right direction that can help you. So if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like, there's nobody out there that can help me to help my loved one, then definitely reach out to Teresa and see what she can do with you. While you're there at actiontakerspublishing.com/purpose, get your copy of the book when it's available. Go ahead and put yourself on the wait list, as well as there's a lot of free gifts over there from our other authors. Please go cash in on those. So Teresa, what are your last words for our audience related to finding your purpose?
I would call it like a journey, a discovery path. If you don't know what it is, start writing things down, start writing things that you enjoy. How does that feel to you? I mean, I will tell you that your business partner, Sally Green, really helped me write this chapter. I mean, she just has that thinking that's out of the box. Maybe you want to brainstorm with a friend, you know, I mean, it's, you know, just make it fun, you know, because we're all here for a purpose. We need to find out what it is.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Teresa, for being part of this and sharing your message and, you know, advocating for those with autism. This is such an important piece of work that you can help others to realize that they are not alone. There are other people out there who are advocating for you. Teresa is one of those. So thanks, Teresa, so much for being on in this journey, in this book, and sharing your rediscovering your new purpose. Truly appreciate you.
Thanks.
Okay, so first of all, I like being in any of the Action Taker or publishing books, and you know, I think I'm at this point I'm addicted to being in these collaborative books. So I'm going to grab as many as I can, right? But I do resonate with this title because not because of the swear word, but because being in Linda's world, this is all about up-leveling your life by doing the things that most people don't do. And I think that just being in this sphere of influence has helped me tremendously to overcome a lot of my barriers. And I want to help spread that wisdom with as many people as I can.